I hear this every week. I'm too broke to record. And every week I have the same reply. You're actually too broke to be thinking like that. Because the barrier to professional recording actually has never been lower. And most artists actually overspend in the wrong places or underspend in the places that matter the most. And they're actually sabotaging their sound.
The music industry gatekeeps information. The shift opens the gate. Welcome to the shift. Listen, this is our last episode in our foundation phase. You know you're a business, episode 1. You know your sound, episode 2. You know your song is a product, episode 3. Now, how do you actually capture that product at a level that competes without destroying your bank account?
Let's not talk about these little bank accounts. I'm telling you, Dre, the most common budget mistake I see is that artists spend a ton on a recording versus where it really matters, which in my opinion has always been mixing and mastering.
Okay, all right. You're absolutely correct. The way that we can pretty much begin to solve this is let's walk through a minimal home setup. You should have a decent USB mic, which is about $100 to $150. Headphones, not earbuds, $50, $80. A digital audio workstation. Many are free. GarageBand, BandLab, Cakewalk. Or if you want to pay a little bit of money, you can use Reaper, which is around $60. And finally, an acoustic treatment, even if it's blankets and a pillow in your closet. So, contrary to what you see others have, you do not need an expensive interface, studio monitors, a treated room, or a $500 mic. Those are upgrades, not requirements.
Okay, let's go back to that closet trick real quick because recording vocals in a small, soft space, closet, again, full of clothes, some pillows, it actually gives you a cleaner recording than any untreated room with $1,000 mic. I'm doing that right now working with you.
Hey, make it work. That's what using your resources is all about.
Hmm.
Listen, who can really tell the difference between a well recorded home demo and a release that's in a professional studio recording? I mean, when most of us are listening to music on AirPods and our phones. Now, this doesn't mean that you skimp on making sure that the music sounds proper and it sounds great and it sounds clean and it sounds clear. We're not talking about that. However, the real question becomes when does it matter and when doesn't it? That's what we really want to address here. Now, listen, we all have seen the Instagram reels, the stories, the TikToks, etc. about artists in big professional studios. Everybody's taking selfies, looking at the camera, behind the boards. Oh, I'm working while they sit behind the boards. Listen, honestly, you should book a professional studio when you need live instruments because you can't record at home and or you've outgrown your home setup sonically.
That makes absolute sense. Make it work until you have to transition to something larger, whether that's the number of plugins, what have you. But let's break down the budgets to kind of give a little bit of a reality check here. We don't want to do dreams here. So a solid single, right? You're recording your first single or a single that's recording, mixing, and mastering every single track. That's going to cost you about $300 to $800 when you find the right people. So that means an EP, 4 to 5 to 6 songs, can be between like $1,500 and $3,500. These aren't dream numbers. This is actually real.
And then, as we've been talking about, especially with mixing and mastering, you need to find the right engineer. In your decision making, you should listen to their portfolio, not their client list. Listen, just because the engineer mixed for Janet Jackson doesn't mean you're going to sound like Janet Jackson. What you just need to do is ask for references. Do a one song trial before committing to a full project.
Right. Okay, so let's put some shape to this real quick. Recording is capture, mixing it is balance, and mastering it is polish. It's got
Mm,
that shiny little spot on it now. So the budget for all three should be separate. Please, I'm begging everyone, Dre, like, please do not skip on the mastering.
you're
I
right.
absolutely cannot stand when people think that they don't have to do that part. And we can tell when we get a track that, okay, I often ask, has this been mastered? Is this mixed yet? Sending rough tracks is a way for people to get a reference, not a final sound. It's definitely not a
Exactly.
final song. And one of the first relationships I feel like people need to build is one with a really dope engineer. Unless that's you at home, I really feel like the most important relationship you can build is with an engineer.
I always believe that engineers, I know producers have the knack to craft a signature sound. However, engineers have that knack too. And that is actually their responsibility. That when they hear certain records, they can ex- to the T know a particular artist just based on what effects are used, dropouts, all those things. Those things are not necessarily production. That is post production pieces. And listen, if you're looking for an engineer, actually, let's even take this back a bit.
Okay.
If you really, really, really want your music to stand out, you need to have your music properly mixed and properly mastered. And to the point, a lot of there's a lot of platforms that, especially now with AI, hey, you can get you can have your music mixed, you can have your music mastered, right? However, I think it's just an old school touch where a good solid ear that knows and understands tone, timbre, that understands effects. That's what you need. That's
Right. What to emphasize, what to pull back on,
right,
right? Maybe you need a little bit more of this and a little less of this.
right.
Right? That board and being able to have that control is really the difference between having a song that sounds like everyone else, which we talked about early on, and the difference of finding your unique sound.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I know the number one reason artists don't record, and it's not talent, it's not time. It has and forever will be, well, hopefully not forever because you're working with us now, but people say it's money and they think they need a budget that they don't have. What you've heard today is different. You don't need $10,000. You need $500 and the right engineer. And if you
Mm,
don't have $500 right now, start with your home setup. Start with your phone. But please, all we're asking for you to do is start. The quality of your recording should never stop you from recording.
yeah, listen, I absolutely agree. I know of an artist who started leasing beats from a producer website to build his catalog. So listen, just start. That's what it is.
Just start. We did.
Absolutely. So, okay, this week assignment is totally based on where you are. Okay? If you're option A with no setup, download a free digital audio workstation and record one voice memo quality demo of your best song. Just capture the idea, right? If you're option B and you have a basic setup, record one full demo and share it, right? In this episode on High Note, and we'll give you some production feedback. And if you're option C, you ready, like you ready to go, right? Research 3 local engineers or studios. Listen to their work. Reach out to one this week. See what happens.
I like that. Look, we're building community because artists, you aren't supposed to do this alone, even if you're independent, right? So that's the end of phase one. That's your blueprint. That's your foundation. In 4 episodes, hopefully, we've shifted your mindset. You have found your sound. You understand that your music is a product and you've learned how to capture it. It's all about mixing. Don't forget that part. And you're not the same artist you were a week ago.
Wow. We done did 4 episodes. Man,
Hey.
oh my gosh. Listen, I'm so excited for everyone, for you that was has been with us for these 4 episodes, doing these assignments. Listen, we want to hear from you, man. Drop some of your comments and some of your thoughts, questions. You can put it in annotations and voice notes. Only on a high note experience and in a high note experience, we're definitely looking to hear from you because there's a lot that we want to do. We want to help you. But I'm glad we got through these 4 weeks with these guys. I'm
Me
excited.
too.
I'm
Me
excited.
too. This is good. I feel like we're gonna hear some really good music in the coming months. So, what's next for us, Trey?
Yo, listen, starting next week, we shift gears. You've got the music. Now, how do you get into the world? Episode 5, Distribution Decoded. We're breaking down DistroKid, TuneCore, CD Baby, and how DSPs actually work. This is where it gets real, Rebe.
Right. And as somebody who's worked at both a distributor and with DSPs, I want to demystify it a little bit. I want to make sure that you guys feel comfortable understanding where your music is going. So you've built the foundation now, and we just want to say thank you. I hope you thank yourself for doing the work, and thank you for joining us here at The Shift. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and check out High Note for the full annotated experience. And we'll see you next Thursday. Peace.
Peace.